Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Olu. I'm a Nigerian living in Moncton New Brunswick, Canada, and on this channel I talk about what it means to be an immigrant living in Moncton New Brunswick. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate your presence here. Please don't forget to subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate your presence here as well. In today's video I will be talking about how to get a driver's license in New Brunswick, the processes, the fees, what documentation you need to provide, and the test as well. And once you get your driver's license, I will also be talking about how to get affordable car insurance. Here in New Brunswick, there are different classes of driver's license, starting from class 9 all the way down to class 1. Class 1 being the highest level of driver's license, which allows you to drive trucks, towing trucks, big trucks, construction trucks. And class 9 is the lowest, and that one allows you to drive motor operated cycles. For the purpose of this video, I will be focusing on just class 5 and class 7. So class 7 is the learner's license. What that means is when you have a class 7 license, you can actually drive a car provided you have anyone that has between class 1 and class 5 sitting beside you. Class 5 allows you to drive any vehicle except taxis, buses, ambulance. So you can typically drive any type of car with a class 5. We will talk about eligibility, what makes you qualify to own a New Brunswick driver's license. So if you are a resident of United States of America, or you are moving from other provinces in Canada or some European countries, you can actually exchange your existing license to New Brunswick driver's license. That means you will not have to write any exam, either the written exam or the road test, for you to own your New Brunswick's driver's license. They will just do an exchange to the same class that you have from the country that you're coming from. The documents you need to provide to obtain your New Brunswick driver's license are: number 1, acceptable ID, which has to be a photo ID, so maybe your passport, your international passport, or your permanent resident card. The second document that you need to provide is 2 proofs of New Brunswick residency. Any document that shows that you actually live in New Brunswick. So it can be your lease agreement, it can be any utility bill, it can be a statement from your bank statement. So you need to bring 2 pieces of that. And application is done in person. Please check for COVID restriction. I know that application is typically done in person, but because of COVID, that might probably have changed. I'll put a link down below where you can get all this information, and you can review it. It is updated generally, so you will know what is most current when you go to the website. If you drive in your home country, it is important that you come to Canada with your home country driver's license, because that is actually your proof, your legal proof to show that you are an experienced driver, which is going to help you in a lot of ways, and we'll get into that details later. To obtain your class 7 driver's license, all you need to do is go for your written test, and the cost of the written test is $25. If you fail, you will have to pay extra $15 for a rewrite. To obtain your class 5 driver's license, you will have to do your written test as well as the road test. The written test is $25, you pay $15 for a rewrite, and the road test is $25. Now that you are eligible and you know the cost, let's move on to what you need to do to obtain your license. So the first thing that you need to do is to download a copy of New Brunswick Driver's Handbook. The handbook has instructions on how to drive, the road signs, things that you need to do. Download the copy and read. You need to read. It is important that you read and understand everything in the book. Once you've downloaded the book and you're reading it, you can actually go online and we have some practice tests that you can do. So I'll advise you go online, do those practice tests. Practice it as much as possible. If you fail anything, refer back to the handbook so that you have a good understanding of what the questions is about. For you to pass the written test, you need to, the written test has 40 questions, and for you to pass the written test, you need to score 80%. That means the maximum that you can fail out of the 40 question is just 8. So the practice test is really, really, really important. And anyone that you fail, always refer back to the handbook so that you know the answer. I'll put a link for the handbook as well as the practice test. I'll put a link in the description below. When you are confident in your knowledge, all you need to do is pay and sit for the exam. Once you pass the exam, a vision test will be conducted for you, and thereafter you will be issued a class 7 driver's license, which is a learner's driver's license. If you come with your international driver's license, your license from your own country, you can actually exchange that and register for your class 5 driver's license. And that is why it is important that anytime when you're coming from your own country, please come with your international driver's license. Now that you've obtained your class 7 driver's license, the next thing that you need to do is to schedule your road test and go for your road test. Your road test is typically when you drive a car and you have an instructor sitting beside you, and the instructor tells you some instructions to do just to see that you can actually drive a car. That is the road test. And for you to qualify for your class 5 driver's license, you need to pass your road test. I'll be sharing some tips on how to pass your road test in your first attempt. So number one tip that I will share is road test is not ideal during winter or rush hour. When I say winter, there's snow on the floor, sometimes there's black ice. It's not ideal. That doesn't mean that you cannot do it, but if it is possible, do not schedule your road test during winter. Another thing is, do not schedule it during rush hours, because the road is typically busy at that time, maybe in the morning when people are going to work, or in the afternoon when people are coming back from work. Try not to schedule your road test during that time. Another tip I'll share is do a lot of practice before going for your road test. Alternatively, what you can do is you can hire an instructor or hire someone from a driving school that will actually put you through on the major things that you will be evaluated on. So some of the major things that you will be evaluated on are parallel parking, which a lot of people fail, uphill parking, downhill parking, pedestrian crossing, lane driving. All those things are the things that you will typically be evaluated on. So if you can afford it, I'll really advise that you get an instructor. Maybe pay for the instructor for like 1 hour or 2 hours and let them help you learn those things before you go for your road test. Another tip I'll share is on the day of your road test, be well rested, be confident in your ability, follow all the instructions of the evaluator, and if you don't understand what the evaluator means, always ask him to repeat himself. That way you will be sure that you are doing exactly what the instructor wants you to do, or the evaluator wants you to do. Another tip I would like to share is pedestrians have the right of way here. So even when the traffic light is in your favor, you can only turn when it is safe to do so, when you are clear that there is no pedestrian on your track or in sight. And even if your instructor tells you to turn, you always want to pause to check that is it safe for you to turn at that time. So always watch out for pedestrian, even when you're driving or during your road test. So with everything being said, I am confident that you will pass your road test in your first attempt. So now that you've done your road test, you've passed, you've obtained your class 5 driver's license, the next thing you want to do is get a car. And when you get a car, there comes your car insurance fee that you have to pay every month. I will be sharing some tips on how to get the best rate for car insurance. Thanks to my friend CJ that gave me all these points. I wish I knew all these points before I got my own car insurance. I would have been able to save a whole lot compared to what I pay now. So I'm giving you the best of the best. The number one tip for getting the best car insurance rate is to shop around. And that means asking different insurance companies for quotes and you comparing the prices for you to know the best price that suits your budget. The second tip that I'll share for you to get the best rate for your car insurance is to bundle up products for you to get multi-product discount. What that means is if you are paying for, let's say, rental insurance and you want to pay for car insurance, if you use the same insurance company, because you have two products or two services with them, they might probably give you a discount on multi products that you have with them. So that might be one thing to consider when you are getting your car insurance. Another tip that I'd like to share, which I didn't even know about prior to now, is your neighborhood influences your insurance rate. So where you live, your neighborhood can actually increase or decrease your insurance rate. If you live in a neighborhood that is prone to collision or prone to theft or prone to your car being damaged, you will typically pay more insurance rate. So when you are planning to rent that apartment or when you are planning to buy that house, please consider your neighborhood because it will affect your insurance rate, your car insurance rate. Another tip I'd like to share on saving cost on insurance is some organizations actually have discounts with some insurance company. So what I'll say you can do is if you are already working in Canada, when you are setting up your car insurance, let the insurance broker or the insurance rep know the organization that you work for and just ask if your organization qualify for some discount. And even if you change jobs or maybe you bought the car before working and now that you have a job, you can always call back the insurance company and let them know this is the organization you work for now and you want to confirm if you qualify for a discount. That way you are able to save money on your insurance cost. Another tip that I'll share is the type of car you are buying actually play an important role in your insurance rate. So it is a known fact that cars like Toyota, you pay more for car insurance on Toyota products. So you may want to consider the type of car that you want to buy so that you're able to save on your insurance premium. The final tip I'd like to share is the number of drivers on the car. So if you are a family and you feel that your partner will be driving your car, you will pay a little bit more in your insurance cost because that means the insurance company is insuring two people on that car. But if you feel that your partner is not going to drive the car, just do the insurance coverage just in your name. That way you are only covered and you are saving money on the cost of the insurance. All right, I hope that you find the information that I've shared on how to obtain your New Brunswick driver's license as well as how to save money on your car insurance. I hope you find them valuable. Thank you so much for staying up till now. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe on this channel. And until we see you next time, thank you. Stay safe. Bye.